Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. This is our Iran War 2026 watch list update. We started this at the beginning of the war, and we're just updating y'all on where we are at if you had gotten in. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. First up, BNO, United States Brent Oil Fund. This where we first started. This when the war was announced, February 27th, and this was the first day that the market was open. So if you got in any time during this day, this was day one. I just put it at the top of day one just to make it equal. Okay, so let's see. Had you got in at the top of day one, at the high, you would have been up 55%. You currently be up 51%. So that's a great run, y'all. That's a great run. Previously, in early April, you were up 46%, and you had quite a pullback to 14%. But if you held strong, you ran up to 55%. So that's BNO, y'all. Next up, we got USO. Same thing. We started down here. This was day one. Let's see. April 7th, he was at 62% before a big pullback all the way to 24.5%. Then came up and hit an all-time high here on April 29th, which was 71%. And you currently be sitting at 61%. It's a great trade, y'all. It's a great trade for March 2nd. Next up, we got XLE, which is our State Street energy sector. As you can see, this is March 2nd. It did run up. On March 30th, it hit the high. It hit the all-time high. It was up 9.6%, and then it sold off, and you would have been down 7.7%. If you still held on to this day, you'd be up a little over 1.5% on XLE. All right, next. This is XOP, the Spider Oil and Gas Exploration and Production ETF. All right, this is March 2nd right here. So this one didn't run up as quickly. It did go up about 4% before pulling back negative and then taking off to the upside. And at the height, it was up 18.2% before pulling back negative, came back negative almost 4%. And then currently you'd be up 9.8% on XOP. All right, next we got IEO. This is the iShares Oil and Gas Exploration and Production ETF. This is March 2nd here. Same thing. Quick run up before turning negative and then to the upside. You'd have been up 15.5% at the high before selling off all the way to negative 5%. Before taking back off to the upside, and you currently be up 7.3% on IEO. Next, defense. This is Lockheed Martin right here. See, the defense is different because this is March 2nd for defense at the all-time high, and it's done nothing but sell off ever since then. Well, it sold off. It sold off for 20 days and then bounced. So it was down 14% and then bounced about 6% before selling off again. And now you'd be down 25.8% if you went defense instead of oil and you went with Lockheed Martin. So it is one of the leaders in defense, and because it is 25% off, that is a good price to buy if you are a warmonger like the United States and want to benefit off death and destruction. The next one of our warmonger stocks is Northrop Grumman. Okay, so March 2nd is here. It did go up for one day, hit the all-time high, and then sold off about 13.5% before buying up about 6% and then selling off hard. And it's currently down 26% from the all-time high. So it is a good buy right now. If that's the type of stock that you want to buy, it is on major discount. It is in a bear market right now. Even though the war is still going on, these have sold off and they peaked right at the beginning. Okay, this is also a defense stock. RTX, previously known as Raytheon Corporation. Okay, so this is March 2nd here. It did pop for one day, just like Northrop Grumman, before selling off, popping, selling off hard. See, this one is a lot more volatile than the others. Bought up and sold off again, and it's been consolidating for the past week. But it's currently down 18% from the all-time high, which is not as big of a discount, but it's still a very nice discount if you are a defensive warmonger and you want to make money off death and destruction like the United States always does. Next, we got Chevron. Okay, so this is March 2nd here. It did sell off and consolidate for about a week before taking off to the upside. At the high, it was up 12%, and it sold off. You'd have been down 7%, and currently you'd be down less than 1% if you held on for the whole time. And next we had XOM. XOM, okay, this is March 2nd here. It did sell off immediately. You'd have been down 7.5% before it actually bought up. At the high, it was up 10% before selling off. And it was down all the way down 11% before finding some more upward momentum. And you'd be currently be down over 4%. All right. So the big winners for this Iran War 2026 watch list was USO. Second place, BNO. And the worst was Northrop Grumman. All right, we'll be back next weekend to give you an update on the Iran War 2026 watch list. Did you invest in any of those? I hope you picked the right ones. Oil definitely beat defense for this war. We'll be back. This is normally the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast, but we had to make an exception for this Iran War 2026 watch list. The $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast comes on every single morning. I do 2 shows. If the market is open, I do the pre-market briefing, and I do the market open. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share. We'll be back tomorrow morning in the pre-market. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.